Hey guys, can you all hear me okay? And can you see the screen okay? Let me know in the chat. Just type yes or something, and then I know that we're kind of good to go. Cool, so we're live. Welcome everybody. We're going to continue colouring in Java, our Venomized Trandoshan from Star Wars. I hope I remembered how to pronounce that right. But yeah, let's continue, shall we? So I'm going to start off with continuing with the shadows on his face, and we're going to build it from there. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Make sure I've got the select tool sorted. And we're just going to start working on it from where our light source is, and just put the shadows in the kind of the right sort of like areas. Want them the light coming from sort of like the left down on the character. Continue where we left off last time. If you haven't seen the first part of the live stream, you can watch it afterwards. It is the impromptu live stream that I just randomly did the other day, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of polls and a lot of figuring out what we were going to do, and it was pretty much this character. So we're gonna have a lot of fun continuing this off, and if there's time we'll do a background possibly, or we might move on to something else, but we'll see how the stream goes. Hey Minecraft Transformers, that kind of artistic kid, Venomized Toothless, Bam Jedi Ram, Alex .11, how's everyone's day been for a lovely Wednesday? Hey Galahound. As always, if you guys have got any questions, mention them in the chat, and when I get a chance to have a look, I'll answer it. Or if our mods know the answer, they can feel free to ask away or put the answer in the chat. King Corn, driving home from vacation. Did you go anywhere nice? And hope you're driving safely if you're watching the stream. Just move that keyboard over slightly. Just rearrange things to make it a bit easier to do the artwork. Venomized Toothless. So good so far, some drawing here and there, but mostly plans to take over the world with your symbiote brethren. Well, Java can help you with that once he's finished being venomized. Galahow 19. Hey Dempsey, since this livestream is Star Wars related, how would you rate these Star Wars series? Best to worst? The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Full disclosure, I've not seen The Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi yet. It is on my list of things to do, but I love the Mandalorian series, so I'm biased on that question. Mandalorian at the top. However, Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like it's probably going to be better than The Mandalorian. So, we'll see. Tell you what, ask me that on a future stream, and I'll try and watch them over the weekend, and I can answer your question on that one. Right, let's have some more depth to this character, so we want to add a few shadowy bits in. I did realise, looking at this character, that doing the shadows on some of these sections, because of the scaly skin, is going to be quite interesting. It's I'm not going to do all of them, but definitely on the face, because I want to draw attention to it. I'm going to try and get most of these scales to have a kind of like a bit of depth to them by adding the shadows in a few more places. And then once we add the lights on top, that should hopefully look a little bit better. Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Boba Fett. Cool. let's see what we've got here. Oh, for you guys that are interested in it coming up soon, we do have the community redraw. I'm having a lot of fun redesigning everyone's monster submissions, and yeah, it's quite difficult to choose them this time. I've noticed a lot of people like ice abilities and powers on it, which is it's quite cool, but yeah, it's quite interesting to see the sort of like variation in the designs. How come I've never done the booster pack art challenge? You did it and it was really fun, and it's not like Popcross owns the rights to it, does he? Galahound 19. No, it's across the two things. I have thought about the booster pack art challenge at one point. I guess if I was going to do it, I want to make sure I pick some booster series that are quite good. I wouldn't do a single booster pack. I think I might pick two, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters and Pokemon traded cards, and open them up and merge two from two different series of booster packs. But it's not something I've really thought about doing much on the channel. I might put the poll out there on the community tab, actually. If people are interested in that, because it does sound like a lot of fun, then I'm happy to do that, and I'll whack that out there. It's just a case of, I think there's a whole what's the best bit? There's a whole run on YouTube with it a while back when Popcross was doing it, and everybody seemed interested in it. I don't know if many artists have done that since then, so it's kind of finding the right balance. I suppose it's one of those things that it's probably never going to die out. It's just doing it justice, if that makes sense. You want to make sure you do the art right for that one. Oh, that's a nice idea, Ronald. I have been wanting to do something with mythical gods, so perhaps bringing them into the Dragon series would be quite good. I think Venomizing mythical gods would be a little bit too, probably a little bit too simple and a little bit too easy, but it would be quite an interesting one. Oh, I did a really super short process tip video on Monday. Pretty much my process in a nutshell. I know some people commented on that, but what do you guys think of it if you've seen it? If you haven't seen it, then no worries. It's like 4 minutes long and it's super short, but hopefully it's got some good tips for people in there. I want this to work with the lighting. I think we'll go for a bit of a contrast here. I want to get us. I'll try to get the fur down. I remember last time when we were talking, we were saying about how the Wookiee fur, the sort of like albino Wookiee fur that's on his shoulders and that, it's going to be a little bit tricky to do because it's going to. Fur like hair is quite difficult to do. I think I'm just going to stick to the usual blocky effect that we kind of do with it and just take it from there. It is one of those trickier aspects to figure out where all the light and shadows should go appropriately on stuff like teeth. I kind of want to pick up some, but at the same time I don't want it to be... I do want it to be quite cool and quite menacing because he's venomized, but at the same time I want it to be selective. It's probably the right term for that. Yes, I have a lovely list of ideas from people. I think the biggest contributor I've ever had to ideas for the channel is, I think, Zombie Demon or Zombie Dragon. They've got so many ideas that they put onto the videos. I think I could have a list dedicated just to their ideas, but it is amazing to see how creative they are. But everybody's got some really good suggestions lately. I have mentioned it before, but I will be doing something with SCPs coming up at some point. I haven't quite figured out the best thing for that yet, but we'll take that as it comes out. You guys are right. SCP Animated was the one that I was on about last time, and I'm enjoying watching all the little kind of like debriefings, the animations. They're absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't checked that out, I would highly recommend it because it's really, really addictive. I think it's just because it's the simple format. It comes out really well. Alright, tell you what, let's do this. Get a bit more real estate on the screen so I can see what I'm doing as I'm doing some of these sections on the Wookiee fur. I still have to say I have not practiced guns since we kind of venomized those end parts of the gun and I drew it on his hand. It's one bit I'm kind of looking forward to doing on this. It'll be quite interesting, but at the same time it's not something I've practiced very often, drawing weapons and that. I think I might have to change that. I'm not sure about guns, but I'll definitely be doing some cool stuff with them coming up in the future. Yeah, potentially. Just need to make sure I've got enough coming through here to do what I want to do. So take that off. Make sure I've got an airbrush. Change its settings back to what I normally have. Get on the right layer. And start adding a bit more depth to this illustration in a few areas, just to give it a bit more of a three-dimensional-ish look. It's quite cool to have a few areas where the shadows are more prominent than others, and then when we swap to the next layer we'll bring them out a little bit. Ah, SCP explained. I'm useless with names until I've got them for a while, so thank you, that kind of artistic kid. I stand corrected, but that's a regular thing, being corrected on names and stuff, which isn't too bad. It is all good fun, but yeah, either way it's a fantastic channel to check out. So if you guys haven't and you like SCP creepy stuff, check it out. Some of it's kind of a bit dark, but the animations aren't really that gruesome or gross. They've got kind of like a nice Stickman-y style animation, which is really good. Let's give him some light in his face a little bit. Basically, he's going to have a bit of specular lighting there. That horn needs a bit of light there. Let's start just bringing it up. A good trick is to have the opacity quite low, like I do, sort of like around 20-30%, and then you can just go over the same area a few times and build it up to how you want it to be in terms of how strong you want the lighting effect to be. I have to say, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme songs, yeah, the original, the classic one from the 80s cartoon. I haven't made it any secret, I'm a big fan of that original cartoon and the movie series, the live action movies. I kind of grew up with them, but yeah, I'd say that one. In fact, I've even got it into my head now, so thanks guys. But yeah, definitely that original song and soundtrack is definitely my favourite. In fact, I've still got to do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Venomized episode at some point, part 2, continuing on my Multiverse Story Arc series. I haven't done anything on that in a while, and that will be coming up. I've got a few ideas for a Shredder's story to be, not Shredder, Splinter's story to be Venomized, but how I can bring the Shredder illustration into it near the end. We haven't really spoken about how he became Venomized in the live stream we did. It was more a case of just here's the Venomized version of it and kind of figuring out what's happened. I guess we did come up with a few ideas. I like the fact that maybe Bebop or Rocksteady's going to mess up and completely and utterly venomize Shredder without realizing it as an accident, and he's going to then venomize them in return. Just because that's kind of something I could see happening in the 80s cartoon kind of style, which is quite cool. I did manage to do some of the outline tidying up on this, but I didn't get a chance to finish it, so I may do that afterwards, or I may just show you what I was on about with the I know in the last stream I showed you the kind of like the bitty bits that come out at the end of when you do the mass selection, but I might just show you the lovely tedious having to erase around them. Galahan 19. Hey DempseyJ, with the Marvel and DC both basing films around supervillain origin stories like with Venom and the Suicide Squad, which supervillain do you think deserves their own film? You vote for Doctor Doom. Oh, that is a tough one, because which supervillain would I pick to have their own film? Doctor Doom is a cool one, but I would like to see which one is it? I'd like to see one of the sort of like lower cast supervillains have one. So for Marvel, maybe the Rhino, and from DC, I think to have their own film, I would. Well, they've already done the Joker, which Dr. Freeze, maybe that could be quite an interesting one, giving him his own film, depending what storyline they do for him. Or Poison Ivy having her own film. That would be quite cool. Especially with climate change and everything being everywhere at the moment, that would be quite an interesting one to have her pass on that message. It seems to be the big thing in everything lately is comments about climate change in films and that. Oh, not to worry, King Corn. Just drop on in if you can. Completely understand if the internet disappears and goes. Anybody heard that? Someone decides they want to go somewhere pretty fast outside down the road. Bit of a regular occurrence, unfortunately, on some roads. So, yeah, I do apologise for that, but probably checks if everybody's awake if they've heard it. Venomized Toothless, I call him Dr. Freeze, but it's probably Mr. Freeze, but he is an actual doctor. He was working on a cure for his wife in one of the storylines for a rare type of disease that she had. So I would say Doctor. It could be both. It's probably Mr. Freeze as his villain name, to be honest. I do get things mixed up from time to time, but yeah, I know that's a good question. Kind of an interesting one, that one. I suppose somebody can look it up and let us know which is the one that's used the most. That would be awesome. But don't think it matters. Freeze from the Batman villains. Galahound. I'm not going to get into my thoughts on the environment and climate change on the live stream. I will keep it to just art on this. The only reason I mentioned kind of like climate change and that before was just because of the other kind of like another question earlier, but I'm not really going to get into that one, I'm afraid. I just don't think it's one of those ones for change, but yeah, I think Venomized Toothless probably summed it up. It should be the top topic for the world leaders at this point, and they should get on with it if they've got such a high priority about it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. I don't think we need to go into much else. I know others have stronger opinions on parts of it and that, but that's my take for now. That's what I need to do. I need to give him a little bit of colour in his eye. And potentially jump down to that layer. Just add a bit more colour on a few sections like the tongue, just to help it pop out a bit more. One of those fun bits is seeing it come to life when you render the actual areas that you're going to do. I suppose the argument is most of the characters already have their own movies. Sorry, most of them have their own movies from the animated versions. But if we're on about live action, there's a whole host they can do. Actually, skip that. I want to change my Dr. Freeze thing. I think Raj Al Ghul should have his own movie. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Do it from his backstory all the way up to where he meets Batman and everything else. I think that would be an amazing one. Hey Justin. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but so far so good on the stream. What's the best way to do this bit? Anybody here on the last stream will know what I mean by so far so good, and I'm not saying it because if I say it, it's probably going to happen. Because, you know, that's Sod's Law, Murphy's Law, the law of the world. It's pretty much the law of anything, really, isn't it? That's going to have a few bits in there. Shadow for the tongue. Shaded. I suppose the hard part of any picture is figuring out where your shadows are going to be. Although once you've got those down, the lighting is kind of easier to do. But it is figuring out where you want your shadows, which can be quite interesting. Fabric shadows are always fun. The trick of them is just to imagine where the light's coming from and create these kind of like moonlight folds across it. Although with the camo bit, you can't really tell if it's a shadow part of the camouflage stuff, which is quite cool. Now, I had a suggestion for something I can do with SCPs. Maybe I should say it in the chat, or maybe I should do it in the community poll. I think. Oh yeah, I think that Blue Beetle movie's either next year or 2024. They're planning for it. I did hear some trailer stuff and rumors on it around YouTube, but I don't know how. I don't know how definitive they are in terms of the release date and that. But there's definitely talk about doing a Blue Beetle movie. Which isn't all too surprising, to be honest. I'm probably more surprised they haven't done one sooner. What with the Eternals and everything else, they've started working on the bringing all the extra side characters and more characters into movies as they go along. Hey, if you're looking for ideas, why not Venomize JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters, especially Jolene from Stone Ocean? That'd be wicked. That is quite a cool character. I do have some ideas for JoJo Bizarre Adventure characters. I did think about doing them as monsters at one point, but that kind of was the whole main starting point of season 1 with Dio. So I'm not really, I'm not really sure if I should do that or not, because, you know, without any spoilers, Dio kind of went into his own version of that, or they kind of did that in the sort of like series. So it'd be quite interesting to see what I could do instead for it. But yeah, no, stand characters would be quite an interesting one to do from JoJo Bizarre Adventures. There's a few cool, really cool characters in that. Oh, that's an interesting one. Doing My Hero Academia characters as SCPs. The heroes and villains as SCPs. That'd be quite interesting. We'd need to figure out how to do that properly, though, just to make that stand out nicely, because their quirks would be quite interesting. I think Dabby would be perfect for that, actually, without going into too much detail on what I could do with that. He's kind of got a quirk that would be amazing, to be honest. Just made that part of the tongue really bright for no reason other than I'm just fixing a small mistake. Should kind of do. I'm kind of sticking to the light source. I'm kind of adjusting it slightly to make it stand out. I have one question. Go ahead, Venomized Toothless. I'm assuming your question's for me, but if it's for everybody, go for it. In My Hero Academia, one of the background characters' quirks is stretchy eyes. How are you going to find that out? How does one of the characters have stretchy eyes? I don't recall seeing that one. I mean, I suppose that does make sense for some of the quirks for background characters. They don't have the greatest quirks in the world on some of them. They're just they don't become superheroes. They're not really super amazing quirks in that regard. They're just sort of like lower class quirks that can be used for everyday stuff. But yeah, I didn't know there was a character with stretchy eyes. I mean, I know you got characters that can make multiple body parts in Class 1A and stuff, but that kind of artistic kid. Your moderators as SCPs. I think some moderators can be SCPs whether we want them to be or not. I think just by the nature of being mods, they're SCPs, an entity unto themselves. But yeah, that is a rather interesting concept there. So if anybody's wondering what I'm doing this in kind of sections. So you'll see the layer palette pop up from time to time, and we'll see what's happening on that one. So yeah, got a sort of few things out on that one. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, on this one, you'll see the layers come out from time to time, and basically I'm jumping between the sort of like solid shadow, the kind of like the extra shadow layer to add a bit more depth to the solid shadows and that, and then the 2 light layers that I use. And that kind of allows me to just work on the characters and stuff, and where we've got the goopy slime on things like the hand and that, so I can separate the layers and tweak the shadows how I want them to be, which is also a good tip. Putting stuff on different layers does help. What are we going to do with this? Where are we going to put this shadow set? My Hero Academia's demons, Callahan. I have thought about that several times. The only drawback I've got with that is their quirks, and some of them kind of make them demons, so it's very difficult to do that in one setting, as it were. But yeah. Hey, Uniform Banjo. Yes, you did make it. I'm going to be here a while, so, yep. Right. Might need to see the full arm to do this bit. I think these will probably be in shadow properly. That's got a bit of shadow. I think I need to cast a bit of shadow down here as well, just behind this section. That's a bit better. Do I want to do anything with that gun in the bottom corner? I know we've got the symbiote on it. I'm just wondering if I want to highlight it any particular way. Seeing as you guys got me to draw guns last time for this. Everyone's out in force today. We've got helicopters, the lot by the sounds of things. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But if you do, I do apologise for some of the background sounds. I can't really do anything about the outside world It's just rude of people, really. I mean, I'm trying to do a live stream here, but you know, it is what it is. We'll do the best we can do for what we got. Only when it's live do you get cars revving down the street and everything else happening. Let's add a bit of depth here using this one a bit more. I quite like that. I suppose the trick is lighting. Lighting is kind of hard to get right in some regards, especially on the more complex shapes. Just finding the right spots to actually add a little bit of lighting here and there to make things pop or stand out, as it were. It's that right balance between contrast and just everything else that's going on it. I tell you what, I'm going to put a poll on here. A nice simple poll. Owen Coles, would the finished version be posted anywhere besides here? You mean of the final Java Venomized that we're doing today? If you do, I will be putting it on my Instagram account, so there'll be a final picture of it saying that. It may go on my Facebook. Definitely try and put something in the community tab. I may share it on the Discord for people to be able to find it and have it as a treat. I am looking, I'm not promising anything just yet, but in the future, I am looking to do something like a Teespring store or something where I can put the artwork on there, and if I can get this up there without any issues, I will definitely be adding Java to the bits that show on there, because that'd be quite cool. And I'll be putting a few of my other pieces and older pieces of art onto there. Here's a good question for you. If you see a hulking man with a giant smile on his face with darker shading than normal, are you going to think he's a superhero or a psychopath? How do you mean hulking man? Like hulking out like the Hulk and the Agents of Smash do? Or just hulking as like just this huge, massive, muscular built man? Have you ever played the Tall Tales series? Interactive games based on popular series like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and even Batman, but the company... No, I haven't, I'm afraid. So, not on that one. Minecraft Shots. If he's green, you're going to run like heck. If he's green, I'm going to ask him if he can give me some of the gamma powers so I can at least, you know, just do a few things for fun. Also, I'm telling him I'm his friend and he doesn't have to worry about me because I don't want to be beaten up by a Hulk. That would be quite embarrassing in a way. But yeah, I guess it depends. If he's red, I'm running for my life because that's General Ross, and he's got a shorter fuse than the Hulk, so you know. And if it's the Hulk hulking out for, I think it's Chronal or something, he's basically got a worse Hulk inside of himself that can decimate the Avengers in one of the comics. If I see that, I'm a goner. Doesn't matter. You're just gone. There's no hope. It's the best way to describe it. It is so overpowered. You're just gonna... Yeah, you're not gonna make it very far. Kind of repetitive on this, but basically in each of these sections, so you can see what I'm doing, I just go through the same process. Darkest shadows, next set of shadows, lightest bit, lightest bit. kind of like the process video that I released on Monday, and it's literally the same steps. The only difference is on the I can show you a bit more clear on this one. On the actual fill, or the selection for the lowest and the darkest layer, where it's solid colors, you have your fill color selected, which is this one that I'm just toggling right here, and that allows you to just, with the selection tool, solid block out a lot of color, which is really good and helpful for shading certain areas of the skin or the body or the picture. If you know you definitely want these to have sort of like a solid blocked out effect, it works perfectly for it, and you can just build it up from that. I suppose it depends on what feel you want for the piece as well, to where your light comes from, to how much is going to be blocked out, how much is going to be kind of like showing a little bit. Justin, I don't know on that one. I think because it's the MCU Hulk, this could be a time after Betty and the Hulk have kind of gone their separate ways. I know in the comics they kind of went their separate ways at one point, and Betty becomes the Red She-Hulk. So I don't know if maybe there's backstory for that later on, or they're bringing it in. It could also just be they just haven't figured out a way of working that in properly with the Hulk series, or they want it to be different from the other, like the Incredible Hulk ones, or the Hulk movies that came out. They included Betty Ross in that, but they could have been done better, I think, or in a much more. The storyline was good, but I think they could have fleshed it out more. Galahound 19, what is my biggest challenge up till now? Biggest challenge with what? With art? With YouTube? In life? Be a bit more specific, because that's extremely vague. Hey Gopher Dude, glad you've made it. How's it going? I suppose that's going to be pretty much blocked out there, isn't it? Yeah. That probably needs a larger block bit there. It's kind of figuring out where some of these shadows go is kind of a bit tricky on the character, because I want them, but I also don't want to make them too dark in some of the areas. I've seen the new She-Hulk trailer, Justin. I quite liked it for the trailer. I don't like some of the images going around where it's grayed out, but it kind of looks interesting. I like the way they're actually doing it, where it's similar to the original, I say comic, but it was the old cartoon series as well, where she's a lawyer. She gets the powers, and then she kind of gets some training, or kind of learns the ropes as she goes along, which is quite cool. Galahound, that's not a problem. My toughest challenge as an artist, career-wise, YouTube artist career-wise, is probably hitting 1,000 subs. You'll find, depending on your art style and what you do, it just, I don't know how it's also luck of the draw of YouTube, I think. You get to a point where you get to like 600 to 700 subs, and it becomes increasingly difficult to increase from that point. That's from the YouTube point of view. In terms of an artist, I think it's staying focused and motivated when there are days you either want to draw at the start of the day and you've got other things on and you get around to it later on and you're a bit wiped and you don't want to continue, or coming up with ideas. I mean, I suppose my biggest challenge this week as an artist is figuring out what I'm doing with all the community redraw submissions, because there's quite a few really interesting ones and they are really, really fun designs and awesome. But I did say I was going to do a twist on them, and I have done. And I think my biggest challenge is taking a concept and putting it into something that I haven't really done much of on the channel before, or something, which is it's when you do something new is probably the biggest challenge. But keep going with it. I think self-belief for any artist is kind of their biggest challenge. I think I've done about 6 biggest challenges there or something, but it varies from person to person. You may be waiting for Fat Blind Cat Gopher Dude, but did you see in Popcross's video the little bit he said about the gopher leading up for his Multiverse Tales episode next? I have to say, I laughed out loud when that bit came in. That was absolutely brilliant. I really think I need to do something for the channel that's not quite a gopher, but a character that keeps popping up. And I know, Gopher Dude, you're going to say do Fat Blind Cat, which would be really cool. But I also have to think of other options as well, because if I have a mascot, I'm going to have to think of multiple mascot ideas. Or like that gopher, I want to have something where I can just keep popping up. I can't talk. It just keeps popping up time to time. And yes, the gopher is always funny. It's really cool. If anybody noticed in my last Mech Armor video with the Benny Sharp bits and that, and the Popcross video, it was reused footage, which it's a bit cheeky, but I did get permission for that, just in case anybody wonders. But no, I had a lot of fun in that episode. I want to do more wacky interactions with the characters, or delve into their personalities and personas a bit more. So like good old Aaronfold Bainsworth that I've created for the Beasts and Slaying one. I've got a few ideas lined up for him, and Dino Claw will be making more appearances with dinosaurs. I did mention on something, I think someone's comment or in a stream last time, that I will be doing some more dinosaur based episodes coming up as well at some point, because I had a lot of fun doing them. I know I could do similar things like video game characters as dinosaurs and that, and I know Popcross has done them before and there's no really rules on it. But for the first episode or something, I want to do something different when I bring them back. I want to have a bit of variety, really. So even though it's similar content, it's my spin on it. I think that's what helps to like define my channel. I know similar concepts will happen on YouTube, and lots of people do the same things all over YouTube, but I like the idea of having a few bits that are just unique to me until they're picked up later, like Minecraft characters as Transformers is one that I would like to flesh out a bit more before considering doing on the channel. I've got a few ideas for that, but I'd also want to make the story relatable or believable on that one, so it works. Saying that, if I do it as a one shot, I can just make up any story for it. Which is quite cheeky, but quite a cool thing about one shots. Go for dude. Fat blind cat as a saber-toothed tiger. I'll tell you what I am looking to do is maybe a challenge on this server at some point. So I think on the Discord server I may do a challenge where if you redraw one of my characters from the channel, or even just one of the characters that hasn't been designed, like one of the narrators, and whoever wins it will get a special role given to them on the Discord, kind of like Potgross's one. You'll get a unique role, and I will probably do a picture for them as a one-off, and I'll do it once every couple of months or something. Once things settle down a little bit more with the whole what I'm doing on balancing it all out, I think that'd be quite cool. King Corn, hey DempseyJ, what do you do while you draw? Do you listen to music or play a show or watch any part of it? I do all of that usually. It depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I will play a bit of music in some headphones, especially if I draw my breaks when I'm in the office at work. Best thing about an iPad is it's portable. Other times I might have a show on in the background. It could be anything. It could be an old series, or it could be a movie that I've seen before, and I'll just have that as background noise, and I'll get a bit of inspiration from it while I'm drawing. Other times it's just pure silence and I just zone out into it. Obviously for purposes of a live stream I can't play any music or anything because of copyright, and YouTube get quite funny over that recently with a few bits of copyright and that. So I do know I am looking hopefully one day in the future to get monetized, but that's more to put back into sort of like the equipment and stuff for the channel to provide better content for you all, which will be quite fun and quite cool. But also on that note, that's one of the kind of like mini milestone goals. I've got a few goals for the channel, and the biggest one is just to build up the community, which we've got an awesome set of people on the Discord and on the channel as a community now, because you guys are awesome pretty much. And yeah, just continue working and doing art for you guys, and if it grows, it grows. Brilliant. I've only got simple dreams. I'm not planning to take over the world with YouTube. I personally, I like to have YouTube to a point where it's sustainable by itself. I can do it full time, 24/7, and not work in between, and it kind of supports itself. But I'm not really fussed about being super famous like Mr. Beast or someone. The pressure he must have because of that is just absolutely insane, even though it would be pretty cool. But I just like a simple life. Good content, good people to chat to, the odd stream here and there, and yeah, just making everything flow nicely, really. Okay, so that's that one. I think I want that one completely black for that, so that's in the shadows a little bit. Move down to his legs. It's actually going a bit quicker than I thought, but rendering kind of goes a bit quicker. Gasp, I want to join. Want to join what, Venomized Toothless? I kind of missed someone. Or something. I've missed a whole host of this conversation while I was talking about stuff then, so yeah. First things first, I must say all of the words inside my head. Okay. That'll be interesting. Have I missed any crucial questions? Yeah, guys, try not to spam. I will get around to answering questions when I see them, and the mods will, if they can answer a question, they will jump in and answer it while they get a chance to. But yeah. How about we sing in Discord? I can happily make a channel for you guys to sing in Discord. I can't sing, so I am not joining, and no amount of money will get me to sing. I will tell you that now, and that's just literally how things will be. But yeah, I'm happy to add certain channels to the Discord for people to have a few things. I will at some point be adding a mod application form or something on the Discord. We currently have 1 or 2 moderators on there, and because of time zones, I would love to get 1 or 2 other people that I can trust on the Discord to look after things while I'm asleep. I'm well aware that a few people come from opposite side of the world to me in all directions, but that's just something that happens when you've got the internet. One of the cool things and one of the not so cool things is trying to balance out when you're awake and other people are awake for that crossover to answer any questions and be active on the Discord. But if I can get a few trusted moderators on there, then that would help as well. But obviously, people on the Discord, it's down to you guys to help me keep the moderators in check. So, you know, they've got the power, but don't let them abuse it. The only one that can abuse power is Java with his Venomized form. Only Kurt can abuse power. Yeah, I know Kurt's a mod on Popcross's server. Haven't spoken to them. Probably kind of should do at some point. People have recommended speaking to him to learn how to do a few things on our community server. But at the same time, I'm having fun kind of learning the stuff as I go along and building up from suggestions from people. The more people contribute in that, the more I'll happily add them to the list of roles and mods and that on the server and give more rewards out to people. Yeah, guys, be nice to our moderators. Watch the caps lock. The odd one here or there is fine, but too much kind of makes it look like you're shouting and kind of takes up the whole chat in terms of what's on there. Shame on you, that kind of artistic kid, being a mod and using caps. Disgraceful. I'm only messing. There are times when it is appropriate, but ideally if we can keep it down to minimum, it'll be easier for everybody to read. Ooh, that's interesting, Justin. Kingdom Heart characters as demons or venomized. It may be one that'll go into a demons episode. As much as I like venomizing on the channel and you guys like looking at it, I do want to not be a venomized only channel. I know it's kind of like the thing everybody comes to the channel for most of the time, and it's one of the biggest bits on it, and I love doing the characters. Venomizing them is a nice it's a nice easy thing for me to do on the channel. I find it super simple to do these venomized forms in this style, but I also like the idea of doing some other stuff with them. So turning them into demons is quite cool, and I've been saying it for a while now, but I do have a new narrator for the next demon episode in the works, which is going to be quite fun. I have made the character female, I cannot do a female voice to save my life, so I will attempt to. If it fails, then I just apologise now in terms of that one. But I do want to bring some more narrators in, so I've got one for the Demon channel that's going to take over for our guy who loves and wants to meet the our sort of like rookie in training on those. He's still going to be there, but he's going to be interacting with a new lecturer after the whole chaos from the Ben 10 alien who decided to, well, basically destroy the place last time, which was quite a interesting outcome. He kind of just came in there and wrecked the whole place and left. Well, I say left, he didn't really have a choice of leaving on that one. He kind of got put through a trick to go for a portal as he was his demon accelerate form. Okay, so we've got this so far. Is there anything else? I need to add a few bits along there. I suppose the next question is, what colour do we want the background to be? Or what do we want for the background? Because I can do a normal colour, I can do a gradient, I can do I could do something like the Minecraft one where I kind of like overlay the character behind and I can make a gradient on there. Because once we've got the background colour sorted, I'll add the rim lighting round, which will make it stand out a bit more. I think we've got the choice of background. Everybody wants a background from the votes, which is quite cool. I closed the poll. We just have to sort a few bits and bobs out. While we're waiting to figure out what kind of scenery we want, with a few ideas, I'll answer Justin's question. Opinions on Kevin 11. I quite liked him when he was the younger version. I think when he grew up in Ben 10 Alien Force, he developed more as a character, but I don't know, he just seemed to have lost a bit of his rebel sort of like persona, which was a bit of a shame, but I think he was quite a cool character. He was quite a nice... He was kind of like Deadpool. He's like an anti-hero, which was a really nice touch to that, and the sort of like the way he played off against Ben 10, sort of like the personalities being similar and clashing but separate, were really good as well. And Galahound 19, as much as I love the idea of a blazing battlefield with dead super battle droids, that will probably take forever to do. And I'm not going to be up 24 hours doing a stream just to do that. That's quite cool. A forest or the natural area. A dead Wookiee at his feet. An alien planet. A rocky terrain with a waterfall. A space thrown out halfway with a window to space. I've seen the rocky scene with a waterfall, so we don't need to put that a couple more times. Maybe Comic Con. I don't even know where maybe Comic Con came out from. Dead super battle droid as feet. These guys are hunters, right, aren't they? So they like to hunt their prey, and so it's going to kind of be in a place where you can hunt prey for the background. So let's bring the layers back then to figure out what we're going to do here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 layers. Let's add another layer. Do we want a background, like a purplish backgroundy colour, like a purple sunset on the planet that he's on? They're hunters, and The home world is a jungle planet? Possibly. Backgrounds are actually harder to do than most people think. I could do a simple one with a weird rocky terrain, stars, and then like a sunset or something. Or I can look to try and maybe do some trees and stuff on it. Let's just open up a new window. Just trying to find some images. So potentially they've got like, there's a planet with chains in the background. There's like a rocky terrain type one from the Old Republic game. There's battle droids going through a heavily dense forest. Hey, Stephen. So what's the next one we're doing for the next stream? I've got no idea, but the next stream, as promised, will be in Sketchbook Pro. And I haven't used that in quite a while, so I'll be a bit slow at drawing, but it'll be a bit more interesting. I get you want dead battle droids, but we'll have to actually see what happens on this one. Galahound, we get it. Battle droids dying is what you want to see, but we'll see what everybody else wants in the chat as well. Oh, I will do. I've just got purple in there just to do a contrast on it, but let's have a look at some green then. I suppose I wanted to have it green. I'll tell you what, I'm going to chuck something together quickly and we'll just see what happens. I'm going to try and use some of the brushes I've got and see if I can't make an interesting effect. Do I have any nature style brushes? Textures, elements, organic, it's got some rainforest bits, so how about I make that a bit darker, make that a bit stronger, larger. This might look really weird until it's finished, mind you. I think the next stream should be the chat telling DempseyJ to draw something simple and then just goes on with him drawing stuff. I think the next stream maybe I should put a I know what, for the next stream I'll put a community poll out there where people put ideas underneath. I'll take a load of them and I'll put into a random generator at the start of the stream, and we will have it pick up whatever the random topic is to do. I don't know how vidIQ do it with the actual chat that's in here. They've got a site which links to it or something, and they do the hashtag and it picks it up. But even if it's just a community post and it's just all these random ideas, I will then do that, and whatever it is, maybe I'll spend 10-15 minutes doing a sketch or a line art picture of it, and then we'll move on to the next one or something, possibly. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, this one's kind of like being built by everybody on the on the chat over the previous live stream and this one, but it has come out pretty cool. Glad you like it. Thankfully, Galahound, this isn't that green screen of death. Right, so let's get back to this. I want to move that layer up, and I'll change it to be the light colour, and just change this to be more of a... I'll just use Rainforest again, but just change the size of the brush and the opacity down. And then I'll move the layer opacity down a little bit. That'll explain it. Something to be aware of is make sure you know what layer you're on when you're doing your artwork. It will help dramatically with what you're doing. And this is kind of looking weird at the angle where he's at, but I will sort that shortly. Just trying to... try and just figure this out really. I think if I can get that colour and fill this layer with it instead, and probably merge down. Cool, that works. Okay, bye Owen, thanks for joining in the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you when you're back or in a future stream. Any tips on how not to waste the layer space? In Procreate or just in general on the actual any drawing app? I mean, Procreate's got a layer limit, and that depends on the size and resolution of your canvas to how many layers you get, or how many layers you get. I've got something like 13 layers on this, and what I tend to do is, if it's the same layer type as the one below it, then you can merge down after you've finished with the layers, and it'll keep the opacity and the effect. Ideally start from the bottom and work your way up. So if you've got a solid flat color layer, like I had to put the green layer, I had to put a solid background on a new layer for this, to keep the effects when I merge down, because the background layer doesn't kind of count, which is a bit weird. But effectively, like this high layer one, I can now merge that down. I haven't lost any of the effect, so that's given me a bit more layer space if you're on about the number of layers. If you're on about the actual space in a picture, decide what you're going to do with your character and make it landscape or portrait, and just try and fill it out. If it's digital, you can always use the transform tool and expand it larger or smaller depending on your app. If it's on paper, just try and draw it large enough for what you want to do. It's kind of a weird one, really. Hopefully that's answered your question. Oh, May, you know. Oh, okay. You know that kind of artistic kid. Got it. I'm not going to put his real name on here, but yeah, you know how much of a troublemaker he is then. Got it. Got it. King Corn. That's It does seem weird, but she's probably just knows him.
Yeah, we're friends at school.
Yes, King Corn, he is my son. He's my eldest. Which means he's even got more scrutiny as a moderator than anybody else on here.
Hi guys.
Wait, have we just broken every? Is this like mind blown? We've just completely mind blown everybody. The fact that I've got a son and B he's on here, or have we just broke everybody at the fact that he's
Sorry,
the person
guys.
who's my son?
Sorry guys.
Who's in the background speaking is that kind of
That's
artistic
me,
kid.
hi.
He's here. I've got him
I'm
tonight,
moderating,
but
don't mind me.
he's being a mod on the channel. So yeah, he's in the background. Yes, I have talked about them before, Gopher Dude, but I haven't kind of mentioned who they are or anything. I don't. I guess on YouTube it's a case of I don't want to play favourites with mentioning them or shouting them out or anything. I like to be fair with everyone, so if I mention them, I'll talk about them, but I won't really give too much details out. You kind of got to be careful on YouTube as well, or online with the personal information to a degree. But yeah, that's fine. Yes, I broke the multiverse. I'm getting good at doing that. I broke something else the other day. I can't remember what I did. I said something or a comment, and I just mind blew everybody. Don't know what it was, but yeah. Okay, just to take a minute. So, about a year or two ago on the channel, I created my son's original character from an early drawing and description, and it's called Arcanus. It's one of the older videos on the channel. There isn't any lore with it. I can't remember if it's just music in the video or something.
Yeah,
it was
it's
done in
music.
Procreate, but it was a case of I basically took his character and I redesigned it. So if you can scroll down the videos on the channel far enough, you'll find him. He's got like a character with wings on his back. It was quite a cool
Wings is what
design.
Calico Cat is.
It was quite a cool design, so that's going to answer that one. But yeah, I think we just broke everybody in the chat. So yeah, sorry about that. It wasn't exactly a redraw. It was
It was I made him draw it.
I promised that I draw one of their characters, and he gave me a description, and I drew the character. So I wouldn't exactly call it a redraw as such. I had a description to go for, and just went and did the character, and it's quite a while back. But it was yeah, it was one of the characters that I did for him, and it was quite good. It's quite good fun. So probably pre-redraw, kind of like practicing. But yeah. But yeah, no. So that's cool. So yeah. Sorry for breaking everybody's brain and just destroying everybody in kind of like mind blown.
Sorry guys, this was May's fault.
But yeah, if you want to watch the video at some point, knock yourself out. It is an earlier one. I might redraw the character at some point on the channel. Oh, turning music into actual characters would be a good idea. It would, but at the same time, it would be such a difficult idea to do that. I'd have to base them on the looks on the genre of the music rather than anything else. I'm excited for his redraw. I don't know what he's going to do, but my redraw's out around about the same time. Yeah, Stephen, he is. So, yeah. Anyway, we've got to figure out what we're doing for the rest of this canopy bit. So let's see. After destroying everybody, let's see what I can come up with for this.
No, you should make the background infinite IKEA.
I'm not making the background the infinite IKEA.
What possible?
I will do something with that later on. That looks a bit odd. I need to give him a bit more of a... Oh, no, actually, that might work. Oh, that's an idea. What if we just... Yeah, put him on a cliff and just make it like a massive... a massive kind of like tree line bit, and then... and just fade some of this line into, just blend it in a little bit and just create this rather cool tree-like effect. King Corn, that sounds about right for the title. That was quite a while ago. How does that kind of artistic kid have more leverage? What if I missed? I've either missed something or... yeah. Don't know. Cool. If you like the video, King Corn, just smash a like on it. We'll leave a comment on it as well when you watch it after the live. Ronald, they did look a bit like clouds, but I decided to change them into like a canopy bit and put them on a cliff. I think it'd be quite cool to have him kind of like on top of something on this one. Oh, no. In fact, Venomized Toothless, he's my son. He doesn't get more leverage. He gets more scrutiny. I'm very sorry, I've just read Go For Dude's comment. Go For Dude, are we sacrificing him to the fat blind cat? he doesn't get more leverage. I treat him the same as I treat anybody else. So what's going to happen is if he enters, for example, if he enters a community redraw and he gets selected, he's got to wait a while before the next one. There's no favourites here. He will just be treated like anybody else. But apparently they all want to sacrifice you to the fat blind cat.
Nice.
So
Stop. What is this? Now I've got a little roleplay going on. He said sinisterly.
Okay, guys, no need to spam the sacrifice or anything like that, but we get the idea. We're gonna sacrifice that kind of artistic kid on one episode. I'll get a picture of his character to represent him, and I'll get the fat blind cat and I'll make him eat it or something. We'll do something fun with it at some point. But yeah, no, that was quite funny. That was rather... I didn't expect that, but that was a rather interesting way of things turning out.
I'm gonna have a go at memory.
Ritual summon the cat. That's the perfect age. Wait. What? Where do we get the... What?
I just said I'm too young to die.
Oh, he's too young to die. Okay, that's fine. You want to get to 0... No thanks, I want to get to at 000 subs
I clicked
first.
the wrong thing.
Quick, everybody, unsubscribe.
Oh.
If this video gets to 1,000 likes, I'll sacrifice my son. For your next live stream, I'm submitting Fat Blind Cat eating that kind of artistic kid.
This is not nice.
Oh.
What is this? How about we get a fat blind cat to eat a gopher? Grr.
Uniform Banjo, thanks for joining the stream. I'll catch up with you probably on the Discord and that later, but I hope you enjoyed how the illustration's coming out and the random mind-blown moment of sacrificing that kind of artistic kid to the fat blind cat and the infinite internet universe.
Just track me in the infinite IKEA with the fat blind cat.
Stephen's on your side. Stephen says, meh, forget about sacrificing him.
Cats don't eat gophers. You're right. Gophers eat cats. Watch out, fat blind cat.
Right, okay. Let's get back to the stream a little bit instead of trying to sacrifice my son to a cat with laser vision eyes. Oh, that's going to work quite well, that grunge effect. It is true, brushes do make a huge difference in what you're doing on the stuff, but when you start working through bits on like a channel. I think I'll go for my normal noise brush as well, just to add a little bit more depth to this. Justin's neutral. Sacrifice him, don't sacrifice him, I'll be here to watch. A dismembered human hand at Java's feet.
That's a bit cool.
Maybe. Not sure yet. We'll see what happens with how this is coming out, because I've got to add a bit of a light ray around him and that, and make a bit more light on a few bits. It's possibly an idea. Just need to make sure we're not doing a kill all humans too biasedly. Since we've now gone from sacrificing go for dude. I was trying to avoid that type of comment. I was going to make the comment myself, but you've done it for me. Thanks, Gallahan. Glad you like how this is turning out. Venomized Toothless. Plans to sacrifice that kind of artistic kid. Oh, guys, you guys are evil. That kind of dismembered kid. Oh. So it looks like we've pretty much just killed off that kind of artistic kid by the looks of things. Anybody joining the stream now? It's
an inside joke.
It's a bit of an inside joke going on now. I would say go back 10 minutes on the stream afterwards from when you joined, and you'll completely understand everything, or go back in the chat if it shows you. POV, he hunts Jedis, a new addition to my collection. You can be toothless, you'll What if he had a clone? Yeah. Benny Sharp's gopher is in cahoots with the cat.
Yes.
Oh. We're all doomed if that's the case. That gopher gets everywhere.
So does the cat.
Right. So we've got this so far. Isn't looking too bad. I think I might want to... Where's my cloud brushes? I'm going to be a bit cheeky. There we go. How's that looking?
Nice.
Go for dude. He's not even changed his own name yet. Minecraft Transformers. So much for moderators stick together, eh?
I feel like I'm on my own here against 11 people.
King Corn. My plan is to do a ritual in which we sacrifice that kind of artistic kid to Fat Blind Cat, and then me and Gopher Dude will be adopted by DempseyJ in his place. You do realise though, if I'm adopting you two will then be sacrificed to that that Fat Blind Cat as tradition.
Yeah, and then Galahound and Venomized. Say bye-bye.
The price of favouritism. Oh, I can guarantee I don't give him any favouritism. Not a chance at all. He gets no favouritism whatsoever. That kind of artistic demon. He's my son. He's a demon anyway, to be honest.
Wonder where I got it from.
Yeah. Oh my god, what have we started?
In the comments of every single video you have now, there's gonna be a sacrifice that kind of artistic kid in there.
There's now you've said it.
Oh god, no, what have I just started? Guys, don't do that, please.
Right. I'm going to be back in a moment, guys. So I'll leave this picture on stream for just a minute, unless that kind of artistic kid wants to talk to you guys.
Sure, why not? Let's entertain people.
He can come and entertain people a minute, and I will be back just
I'm
short.
not going in camera.
Have you ever thought about a sequel to your Sea Monsters Transformers? Yes, I am going to be doing another Subnautica Subnautica creatures as Transformers. I've got 2 more written out for the lore of that. I've got to do some more, but I'm also looking at what I can do next for the multiverse story arc, because that needs to be done first before I do the next one. Oh, he knows full about he knows completely about the Fat Blind Cat channel.
It's wonderful.
He's a follower of the Fat Blind Cat.
Amen.
But anyway, I will be back in just a minute, guys. So I'll leave you in his capable hands. If he's talking or typing in the chat, just give me
I
a
will
couple
be
of minutes.
talking, guys. So deal with my annoying voice. Sure, Gopher, why not? Tell us the story of how Fat Blind Cat almost died. I'm sure it's wonderful. Justin, if you want to know more about the Fat Blind Cat, just go into Discord. It's on the server. There's a whole thing for it. Anyways, Gopher, you there? We're waiting for the story time. For anyone new that's joined Dempsey, we'll be back in a minute. all-time favourite film would probably be... Oh, that's a tough one. It's probably... the Dragon Ball Z movie with Wally, probably just because it's like just really good artwork. Dempsey is back, guys. That's a good one, King. That's a good one.
Hey guys, I'm back. Hope you weren't too brutal to him, or he doesn't look sacrificed yet, so
I mean,
he's surviving for now.
I mean, you never know if I can get me out.
What have I missed? Let's catch up a minute.
Oh, well. Yes, Minecraft Transformers, the original Lion King. That is amazing.
The artist formerly known as Batman. That's the artist formerly known as Batman. Yep, I had a Batman shirt on.
Do you get the joke? You've gone to the road.
Yeah, I got it. We did the opposite. We gave him tea and a couple of scones and called it a good chat. Oh
yeah.
Last meal before you sacrifice him. Got it.
Well, that's not... I mean, hey, it's a British way to go out.
Got it. I'm just about done with the ritual paint. His transport's come in. That's the helicopter to take him.
I'm actually scared. Worried.
No, you're not. It's all good fun.
Don't grab the candles.
Maybe I should call this stream, instead of venomizing a Trandoshan, maybe I should change it to sacrificing that kind of artistic kid to the fat blind cat.
Actually do it. Go ahead.
Oh wait, hang on. So we've gone from ritual paint to...
Blood ritual.
We've got candles, the fat blind cat, and a blood ritual going on.
Right, so what's the paint? Blood. or is it blood infused soul?
I've got no idea what's going on anymore. I'm just going to show the final optional point that I've got from my process video, which is on the shadow areas. You can add a bit of rim light, which is I'll see how well this works as a rim light. If it doesn't, then I will not use it. Color dodge, light and color. I suppose maybe that would work. A bit of a rim light in the shadow areas. What do we think? Does that work?
They started chanting, Dad.
Galahound 19.
Oh God, they started on Discord.
I have seen the trailer for it and it looks awesome. I love the design of those creatures that swim under the water and come out, but I think what they've done for the trailer is absolutely fantastic. I think it's probably the best trailer I've seen in a while for a kind of like a massive special effects film. Okay. Oh well. I think that's enough chanting in the chat right now.
It's not doing it. It's not gone. If we did, my cat is better. I curse your false god.
Your cat is the false god.
Oh God, no.
No, I called him the false god then. Until I see those laser eyes in person, I don't believe a single bit of that picture.
No, I put it on Discord.
Oh.
I said in the Fatline cat chat, my cat is better, I curse your false god.
Okay. You can sacrifice him or drop him off later. I won't actually drop him off later. I know we're all in jest in that. To full disclaimer for anybody just joining, we were not really sacrificing a person. Okay?
Yeah, they were, guys. Help.
No, we were just literally having a laugh on the chat and stream. So if you're joining or you're watching this back and you're seeing all this sacrificing stuff, I'll put a community poll out later and we can find out what's going to happen.
This is not nice. Discord did as well. I'm famous now. Yeah, Venomized Trandoshan. I'm pretty sure I did just get some leverage.
What leverage?
Being lifted up to be sacrificed.
Okay, that kind of leverage I got no problem with. Actual leverage is in art, in your submissions and stuff. You don't get any. Seriously, guys, I'm as strict with him in terms of whether he's going to be selected or not for anything. I think we've just formed our own cult.
What is it? That kind of sacrificed kid.
Maybe you should change your name to that on YouTube and see how many people subscribe to your channel.
No.
You should put it in the Discord. If you can get to 1,000 subscribers, you'll change your name to that.
Sure.
Not being funny. If you guys get into 1,000 subscribers, so you change his name to that kind of sacrifice kid, that's going to be absolutely insane. Do I have any jokes to share with you guys?
No, but I'm doing that all perfect.
I'm if I'm trying to think of jokes on the spot, I am absolutely useless. If it's just in a natural conversation at some point, then I can come up with some funny comments and jokes. So not fully at this point in time do I have any jokes I can share.
I have some cat jokes.
No.
They're all plausible.
No. Guys, I've got to put up with him after the stream. You don't. Please don't encourage him.
Wait, why does GoForDude want me to say a bottle of water?
A bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
Oh no.
GoForDude. He does have a channel.
Yeah,
Check it out.
Oh my days, now May's started putting on an app sacrifice Caden.
On what?
On one of the apps that we have with the group chat. Go away.
Right, so that kind of artistic kid's friends even offering to sacrifice him now, thanks to you guys. Oh, cool. Thanks, King Corn. I'm sure he appreciates that.
Let's see. Oh, thank you, King Corn. I appreciate it.
He's got a rather cool style at the moment with his
It's a bit cartoony.
monsters that he does. You know, his little character designs that he's been doing. I quite like it. Just turning this back to an art chat for 5 minutes rather than a sacrifice my son.
Rather than...
Oh, you subscribe to him so he becomes sacrificed.
Oh my days.
Oh well, sub's a sub.
I mean, hey, at least I'm getting the subs, but stop trying to sacrifice me.
I'm sure I did not expect this live stream to suddenly form a cult.
Hang on.
What's more, it's not even a cult formed by me.
It's a cult formed by the community.
I mean, who was the first person who said sacrifice him?
I will check.
Have you ever read Dragon Queen yet? I recommended it. A Galahound, I'm afraid I have not yet. I have been absolutely stacked between work and just trying to sort out stuff for the redraw and everything.
The first one to say sacrifice.
Okay, so King Corn's leading the cult. Got it.
King Corn has led the cult.
What will we have as a last meal before the sacrifice? Now, if you were sacrificing me, I know what I'd have for a last meal because then I would never be sacrificed. I would have that fat blind cat as my last meal. Marinate him in barbecue sauce.
What?
Oh my god, you guys are just...
This is... I'm scared. Can I make a sacrifice to that kind of autistic kid channel?
As long as you put a disclaimer in the... As long as you put a disclaimer on it saying that it's purely for a laugh and nothing serious and we're not sacrificing somebody, then sure. But I don't know if you can create that on...
I can.
Wait, you can create channels?
Yep.
What?
You give me moderator.
Well, within reason.
True.
Yes, that's the other reason why I'm looking for other mods on the Discord. It's just so that he's not the only one.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Go for that's not nice. He just goes, "Your days are numbered."
Is that the Discord?
Mhm.
I am not looking at the Discord yet, but I'm not looking at the Discord yet. But hey, guys, be a little bit nice to him.
No, don't. It's funny.
You know, maybe give him a number of days before you're going to sacrifice him.
Give me 5031 days to
Go for Dude will be a mod. Go for Dude. I'm a bit scared of you as a mod because you'll just sacrifice him in the channel.
Oh my god.
You'll be nice, ish.
What the hell is this? Right, so.
Oh, you'll knock him out first. Okay.
I'll read out the fat blind cat chat. King Corn, death to the autistic kid. The fat blind cat hungers. Go for Dude. This cat food will not keep him full for long. Your days are numbered. That kind of autistic kid. King Corn, it hungers.
Okay, that's pretty much the same as what we've got on here.
I'm
So.
scared.
No, you're not.
I know I'm not, but.
Oh yeah, my phone's blown up with the Discord now.
Mhm.
He waits. Sacrifice. You guys.
It's actually a cult now.
Can I be a mod? You can trust me. I can trust you as far as I can kick you. Venomized. A mod on what? On this chat, like live stream chats, or on Discord? Because if you're on Discord, I'd need to know who you actually were. If you be my friend, I won't sacrifice you. 2 seconds later. Sacrifice! Anyway, let's get the last few bits of these.
Well, I'm sorry, guys, but King Mario will attack that fat blind cat and prevail.
Oh yes, 2 kittens, Mario. I mean on YouTube. Potentially. I mean the mod's on here. As long as you don't abuse the power of Venomized Toothless, I will consider it. I suppose you are being kind, saying you'll knock him out before you sacrifice him.
If I was you, I'd say that's not good, because then you could get sacrificed and everyone. We could sacrifice you. Sacrifice everyone.
Who's going to sacrifice me and why?
I said, I mean, if you make him a mod, then he's got powers, and then you could get sacrificed too.
How am I going to get sacrificed? I'm the one that can take the power away.
Well, probably gonna knock you out first as well. No, King Mario is not the fat blind cat's minion.
Okay, this is a kid meal before sacrifice is pizza with bacon, chocolate bar pieces, and marshmallow.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but no thanks.
I'll tell you what, Venomized Toothless, I will make you a mod for now, and we will see where it goes from there. I mean, you did come up with the character for the stream and everything else, and you've been constantly on streams and stuff, and
Ew.
taking part. So I will add you as a moderator for now, as a extra treat, and we'll grow the moderators over time on here and on the Discord. So if you're not a moderator on here at some point, you may become one on the Discord if you're on it. So hopefully Venomized Toothless should now be, yep,
Go for
blue.
Dude shouldn't be a mod as well. He's been here since
Okay, go for dude. I think I'll make you a mod on here. That's all the mods for now. I will add more over time. I've done 2 this stream. I'll do some more in the future stream.
3 this stream. Made me a mod on YouTube.
Yeah, you were already going to be a mod on this one because I didn't know if anybody else would be on here.
True.
So yeah, so go for dude. You should be a mod now. If you type something, you should come up with a one of those little fancy blue wrenches.
Woo! The
Ooh.
Vermin.
That's a nice idea, Justin. Dark Soul characters
write
in the
that
style
down.
of
I have
future
some notes.
sci-fi. Cool. Yeah, I don't mind adding moderators to the channel, but I'm not going to add... just to let you guys know, I'm not just going to add people all the time or when they ask. I'm just going to add people that have been about a while and earn it and build it up. So Go for Dude's been here since like the start of the Discord and everything else and all the videos and that. Venomized Toothless has been similar, and so yeah. So basically, Go for Dude, you have the ability to to remove from hide the user from the chats on here. Will remove their comment. Timeout will put someone in timeout and remove all their comment, and then on the comments on the actual channel on the videos, you can kind of basic editing rights on that, but you don't abuse it. Your main goal as a mod is to kind of do what Minecraft Transformers and Koifish Gaming and that kind of artistic kid have done, and just help people in the chat with questions if you know the answers. Keep an eye on spamming and remind people not to spam, doing caps, and just basically make it a nice environment for everybody. And everybody else, if a mod is abusing their powers, let me know and I will strip them off their rights if they're doing it too much. So it works both ways. Everybody's still got the power, I like to be fair, but the mods also get to have a bit more control over stuff. Oh, Transformer characters in the style of Dragon Ball art made by Akira Toriyama. So instead of turning Dragon Ball to Transformers, turn Transformers into Dragon Ball. That would be really cool. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball. Yeah,
Yes.
that's cool, King Corn. If you get on a couple more streams and you comment on a couple of the videos and that, you know, after you've watched them and stuff, then over time you will probably end up being a mod as well.
Yes, we can go for. Yes, we can.
Go for dude. That is true, but then again, Fat Blind Cat isn't a mod.
He's not fully reached potential yet. And he never will.
I think the idea is I want to build the community up and build the number of moderators up over time.
Justin says, Dempsey, do you know about Yu-Gi-Oh?
And Justin, not only do I know about Yu-Gi-Oh,
He has basically the whole cards.
I have a lot of the cards. I've got some of the God cards after they've released them eventually, but when they first came out and I was back at college, well, a little story, just to say, I was back at college and I was late to join a game, and we used to amend the rules slightly so you could have 8 players play. So you'd basically attack anybody or defend against anybody, and like Magical Cylinder could attack everybody in one go, making it fair. And I joined with 1,000 life points, and I kind of won the game. I bluffed my way through the first 2 attacks I had. I got very lucky with a couple of trap cards down, so by the time I ended my turn and they attacked me, I could defend myself, and after that they wouldn't attack me anymore. I called the bluff, and I had nothing left to defend myself. I had 2 spell cards down, and that was it. And then I just built it up from there. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is awesome, and potentially, I'm assuming you are on about adding something like Yu-Gi-Oh related to the channel list as suggestions, which would be quite cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh monsters is cute Pokemon.
I've just put the weirdest face. I just suggested Yu-Gi-Oh monsters as cute Pokemon. Cartoon characters SCPs is quite an interesting one. Would that be the stuff like the Looney Tunes and stuff? Or any cartoon characters?
Just if it's cartoon.
Or just in, yeah, I used to play it all the time. I've got about 1,000 odd Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I've even got Exodia for the cards, which I've had forever. I got lucky to be able to collect all the pieces through a lot of trading in my younger days. Gods as Heroes, yeah, could be interesting. There's quite a few good ideas coming up, so that'd be quite cool. I love the fact that you guys always have ideas, because it kind of lets me know what you guys want to watch, and the more people that like the ideas, the more options I've got in community, in sort of like the community posts that I do. I also plan to eventually get around to doing everything that's suggested in a community poll. I know there are some that people want to see, like I think it was Galahound or Go for Dude. I apologise to whoever it was, but they said they want to see like mythical gods in one of them, and I do want to do a mythical god episode. I just haven't got round to it. I'm trying to balance out doing the multiverse story arc, the demons, the monster creature ones with Erenfold Bainsworth. We've got the Pokemon mech armors with good old Nexum, and then we've got our dinosaurs with Dino Claw. And now we're going to have demons with a new character, and I haven't really got the name down. I was thinking of Deformia Darkstorm, but I'm still going to... I'm going to put a poll out when I've got a couple more name options, because as cool as that kind of sounds to me, yeah. Don't forget the Dismembered Hand. Hands are hard to draw, but I will have a look at doing it. Oh, Mythical Gods as Transformers of Kaiju. That would be quite interesting. Oh, that's definitely going on the list, Stephen. That's probably one of the more unique ones that I've heard in a while for Mythical Gods and stuff, so that's definitely a cool one.
Cobra! Cobra? Go on, leave me alone.
Is that on the Discord or on here? Yeah, don't forget that kind of... guys, I haven't forgotten about doing a hand at the bottom. I'll have to draw it. Maybe should we do a tattoo on it saying TKAK?
Yeah.
Just some like on the fingers or something. If I can draw the hand in. Or do you think that's overkill?
No, it's not. Do it.
Alright, so now I've got to draw a hand in down here by his foot. So we're going to have to do these on the layers. I'm going to do a slightly different style to how this would be. Make it bloody.
Oh god.
Roxa for the name. Damon Roxa for the name of the character of the narrator for the demons. If that name can fit for a female demon, then yeah, because I've got a female character who's
Damon is Latin for demon.
Okay, so Damon could be part. Daemon could be in part of the name, but got to figure it out. Turning my avatar character into whatever the chat tells me to. Well, my avatar character currently on the channel on that is Razorclaw from Transformers, from the Predacons, Venomized, from one of my Predacon Venomized videos that I did. So turning that into a whatever the chat tells me to would be rather interesting. Right, let's draw a hand. Our hands are so hard to draw. Tell you what, let's just block our hand section. The hand's going to be big to start with, and I'm going to shrink it down just so you guys know. I can't believe we're adding his hand to it. I know I could say no to it, but it is kind of fun and it's going to be interesting. So it's not his actual hand, and the proportions are slightly out. So you guys don't worry about the proportions stuff. I'm useless at drawing hands, and I'm figuring it out as we go along.
Have a cult named after me, the TKA.
By the way, guys, don't worry. I'm erasing the hand to draw it in a different position. We are having the hand there. I'm just want to move it along a little bit so I don't go over the feet, just in case you worried what I'm happening. What about Dante Inferno? That's a reference to Dante's Inferno. STKAT. Oh, sacrifice that kind of artistic kid.
No!
Hey, Circuit. Good day, welcome to the stream. We're almost finished with this picture, but you've kind of joined in the middle of talking about sacrificing my son.
It's an interesting combo topic.
Basically, the chat's discovered that that kind of artistic kid is my son, and they've decided that he get extra leverage, so we're going to sacrifice him to that fat blind cat from the Discord server.
No, it isn't, Circuit. It's not nice.
So while they're planning that, I am just literally drawing his.
Wants to kill me too. This is not nice.
Oh, this is perhaps the most randomest stream going
Really
that I've
is.
got. So.
Oh, sacrifice the clone of me. Okay,
So I'd like to just say this again. Any YouTube staff that are watching this, we are joking. We are not going to sacrifice him.
Yeah, no, we're not.
We're just having a laugh. It's not to worry about. It's just all good fun. He's in on the joke. I want to say this now, just in case I get monetized later on down the line and they review the live streams. For everybody else, knock yourselves out and figure out what you're going to do.
Don't. If you're gonna kill me, give me to SCP-5031. The murderous chef.
I'm gonna want that. Guys, I can't believe that we're drawing this, but never mind.
I'm sorry, what sacrificing me is gonna save the multiverse? Oh yeah, because if I'm gone, then the multiverse can't break, considering the fact that them knowing that I'm your child broke the multiverse to start with. But that's...
Cut him limb by limb, uses blood as wine, and chop his organs into soup and barbecue the meat until crispy. Make a channel on Discord called for cult meetings and stuff. See, I want to mention some gruesome torture execution methods for the sacrifice, but I don't want to scare the fella. You do realise he's on the Discord too, and he can view all the channels. So
anyway.
if we make that or he makes that, he'll view it anyway. So you know, just make sure.
I'm in on the joke, guys. I couldn't care less.
Like thumb screws. Ow. But yeah.
Okay, ow. Also, you're not gonna scar me by saying some gruesome torture execution methods for the sacrifice. Trust me, I've heard worse. Oh my god, that should totally be an SCP. The Discord from hell. Oh no, trust me, suck it. I wouldn't be surprised. You did the T upside down.
Well, it's backwards, so I'm trying to figure out which way it gets written. Because if his hand's like that,
Make the T
then
and
wouldn't
the A
it be
upside down.
TKAT? Oh, sorry, TKAK.
Yeah, in that drawing, make the T and the A upside down. You've got it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I put it on the fingers, it might not look better when I finish doing the shading and stuff on it. That's the only thing. Speaking of which, next step.
Make it look realistic.
You guys get to see the process all over again. So
You guys get to see an exclusive shading of my severed hand. Lovely.
I'm only doing it as kind of like a vague thing down there with it, because it's a... Oh yeah, guys, basically the idea is he got knocked off the cliff and his hand's left there. Kind of like with Luke Skywalker with the with where his hand gets cut off,
Yeah,
and then
he
you've
shot
got the
the
severed
hand off
hand
and
and he
fell
falls down the
backwards.
thing.
And
So
died.
yeah. I've seen that mentioned before, and I think Popcross is one turning Ben 10 characters into Power Rangers or something like that.
This is the fat blind cat. Oh yeah, no, I get eaten by Java apparently.
Well, this is a clone of him, so the original can get done something else.
What? You're gonna have to have a separate video about Java eating my child.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you do. Guys, in the chat, if you want that video, say TKAK.
I'll tell you what. If we can get to, I don't know, if we can get to 2,500 subscribers, or no, but if this video can get to 1,000 likes, I will do something about that fat blind cat and that kind of artistic kid being sacrificed to that fat blind cat.
Yeah.
So if everybody can like this, share this or whatever, and we can get this out there, and anybody seeing this wants to see some random sacrificed bit as part of this joke go forwards, then yes, we'll do that.
My severed hand can be your channel mascot.
So we'll do that. If we can get to 1,000 likes on this live stream video, I'll do that.
Guys, share this video. I really want that to happen. I love how everyone in the chat has just suddenly turned to, guys, like it, smash that like button, guys. I really want to see series.
It's only a really quick hand because obviously the main focus that we want on this picture is to be Java rather than just the hand. Welcome back, Circuit.
There's now a whole group chat starting to spam sacrifice me.
No, the lesson is to never give a trampoline a treasure in a symbiote. The lesson's never give anything a symbiote, because unless you got a stronger will than it, you're gonna end up eating someone or something. I think the other lesson is don't tell anybody who my kids are online, because everybody wants to sacrifice my son.
No, the lesson is not to sacrifice a kid to a fat blind cat.
I think maybe Fat Blind Cat should be a Sith Lord.
No, fat blind cat is the Crimson King.
The hand looks massive on this mine, so what I'm gonna have to do is cheat a little bit.
Oh my god.
This is the beauty of digital drawing. I can now go shrink it down. Ta-da! It looks a bit funny because Procreate can't handle rendering all the details, but as soon as I come off the move tool, there we go. So there we go.
There you go, guys.
We have his hand, and he's fallen off the cliff, or he's been eaten, whichever one you want to say. I need help with something. For my art design class, I'm designing a video game, and I need to also make a company for it. All theoretical, of course, and my homework was to make a name for it, and I forgot. The logo I made for it was the sword with angel wings on the sides, and the blade is broken. Any ideas? Dark Angel
Dark Angel Corp.
Yeah, Dark Angel Corp.
TKAK.
Okay, so he's been eaten
God, I've been eaten
by Trandoshan. So that's the final artwork. I'm going to stop it there so we don't lose anything else out on that piece of art. So that's going to be that one. I'll back it up, I'll export it out and everything else later. Broken Divine Weapon. Oh, that's not a bad name, Justin. Eaten Alive. Yeah, we could hear the screams for miles, but nobody was about to save him.
That was the saddest scream
I've
ever heard.
I'll tell you what. This is a message for Koifish Gaming if he joins onto this later on. If you don't see this kind of artistic kid in any of my future streams, he was eaten by the Venomized Java. Or sacrificed to Fat Blind Cat. As a parent, I'm not responsible. I just went with the will of the people. So all I said was, so Dempsey, you're saying we can't sacrifice that kind of artistic kid and all this happened. Yeah, pretty much, go for dude. I just said be nice to him and you guys decided to sacrifice him.
Mhm.
The Broken Blade of Fate. Oh, not bad. He can have a cool robot hand now. He can do. Okay, Circuit. Thank you for joining. It's almost like it's 11:15 in the evening where I am, but yeah. Have a nice day at school, and we'll catch you next time you're about.
Bye, Saka.
Not unless he was eaten alive. Okay, we get it. He's been.
No, I can't have a cool robot hand if I was eaten alive, can I?
He can have a robot body with an organic hand.
The hand would die because it has no blood flowing into it.
It's not our fault, it's the other guys. Jeez.
That's not nice. Oh.
Fair enough. So yeah, so good news. The new cable's working. We've got no green screen of death today, as far as I can tell. So that was brilliant. We've been going now for
2 hours.
Is it about 2 hours now, roughly?
Yeah, the live started 2 hours ago.
Yeah, 2 hours 15 minutes, which was quite cool. So that's our Java character. I'll just do a nice little zoom in and zoom down the character, so you can just have a look at the final effect with some light rays and stuff. So we've got obviously the top half of him with this nice large mouth that you guys all wanted, going down with his albino Wookiee kind of like fur on him, leading down to his camo costume, his, was it a D19 or a D17 gun, or DC or whatever it was, the gun. I cannot remember what the gun was, but he's got that and he's got the other bits, so feel free to add it into the chat. Yes, our Java Scandro Slife. DC17, that's it. If you make a video, Dempsey, if you make a video of Fat Blind Cat eating that kind of autistic kid, I will reveal Fat Blind Cat's name.
Do it.
Ooh!
Do it.
But I will only do that if I get 1,000 likes on this video.
No, 50.
What do you mean 50?
I want to be sacrificed.
Now he wants to be sacrificed.
Yeah, because then I can call him more homophobic.
Venomized Trandoshan, you are the reason why this character exists. You are also the reason, apparently, why on the second stream we can now have a cult to sacrificing my son.
That's a bit homophobic.
No, it's not. He
Yeah, it is.
He'd sacrifice. He would sacrifice anyone I mentioned was my child. The entire chat would at the look of this.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. Don't no. That's just a bonus.
What?
What, the cult or sacrificing him?
I'm pretty sure the cult might just be a bonus.
Fat Blind Cat is the cat from FF7, but he went on an eating disorder and now he's blind.
No, Fat Blind Cat is the cat from Marvel.
So he's Catsif, because that's the name of the character. He's the robotic cat type character. Both. Ah, okay then. Venomized Toothless.
Oh my days.
Yep.
Why does King Kong want to marinate me in barbecue sauce?
Oh, it's just the thing you do. Barbecue sauce marinating is just what happens. So that's our character for this one done. Which was quite a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing that. I think we'll definitely do a poll for the next one of what character we've got. So I would say none of this sacrificing crap would have happened in the first place. Yeah.
No, this was May's fault. I blame her.
I'm glad you like it, Venomized Toothless, for the results. I'm really happy with how this came out. It came out a lot better than I was expecting it to from the reference picture I used for the character, which is quite cool. So I'm really pleased with how it came out, and I quite like the detail on the sort of like the face and sort of like just this whole top half of the character, but also yeah, I think the camo effect came out really well once all the lighting's been added, which is really cool.
I've just realised the Venomized symbiote on his hand kind of looks like my blood.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got a red symbiote, so yeah, it's quite cool.
Maybe it's not even my blood, it's just a symbiote.
So I think everyone could be pleased with the final result of this after our polls from the previous one. I'm guessing I'm probably going to need to figure out a theme, or at least get some suggestions in. So I'll tell you what, if you guys have got suggestions for what you want to see on the next live stream, stick them in the comments at the bottom of this live stream. That way it will all be in one place, so I can get them all together and I can create a randomized generator for it for the next live stream, where we do it in Sketchbook Pro. So I have pretty much the same, basically I've got the same brushes and everything that a certain other artistic YouTuber who does lore and story has on my Sketchbook Pro. I just haven't used it in absolutely ages, so it'll take me a while to get the techniques down and that, but it could be an interesting one, and I'll be up to doing more illustrations from time to time. I am also thinking of maybe doing an illustration in Photoshop, Procreate and Sketchbook without telling you guys which one's which, and then putting the final images somewhere for you guys to guess which one was done on what. That would be quite interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as magical creatures. That's not a bad idea. I do have to do the Venomized one, but that would be quite interesting. Just who would I turn them, or what would I turn them into?
Unicorns.
Stephen, so is getting the sacrificing thing over with? Is that actually doing the sacrificing or just not sacrificing and we finish the conversation on it?
Yes. Fat Blind Cat as a Sith Lord for next stream. You have to.
Or dinosaurs as dragons? The only thing with dinosaurs as dragons is dinosaurs and dragons are very similar. So we'll have to think of something else. Maybe elements as dinosaurs, or give dinosaurs element powers. I did quite like the concept of the demon raptor that was fire that Popcross did. They did dinosaurs as demons, and I quite like the idea of elementals and doing something with them that isn't dragons. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as kaiju. Possibly. If I go on the Discord, I'll see Fat Blind Cat as a Sith Lord. I will check that out after we finish the stream in a bit. I'm just having a chat with you guys while we're here for a couple minutes, and then I'll end the stream and go off. Just want to see what question. Well, anybody got any actual questions that don't involve sacrifices? Have we got any art questions going up, or? Justin, he does have it as kaiju. I would most likely do TMNT as kaiju or turn them into a slight twist on kaiju.
What about TMNT as demons?
It'd be interesting. I did do Raphael and Heat Blast merged together in sort of like a Raph Blast. I think I called it Raph Blast. Video. It was just to see about it. It was the one character being done. Not sure how well that goes down. Lucas also TNT. Okay, so I'm guessing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has to be on the suggestion for the next live stream where we're using Sketchbook to do. So that'll be quite cool. Turning food mascots into anime characters. Oh, that could be quite interesting.
Food mascot?
You mean like Tony the Tiger and like the Cocoa Pops
Cheese.
monkey and stuff, and like
Chuck E. Cheese.
cheese strings?
Chuck E. Cheese.
I was seeing an illustration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the hand led by Daredevil, to be honest. Possibly. Possibly. That sounds quite cool. There's quite a few ideas. I'm gonna have to go through this chat, minus the sacrificing talk, and find out all the good ideas you guys have done. There's quite a few going on this. Ronald, I am going to do a Stranger Things type video at some point. I've still got to watch part 2 of season 4, to be honest. I haven't gotten around to that, but maybe I'll just combine it into Lucas's comment: horror movie villains as super villains. Could be quite interesting. I've got to do another Minecraft D&D video at some point as well. I've got plans for characters like the Ender Dragon and stuff to be added into one in the future, which will be really cool. Although I saw some earlier where we had one Ender Dragon design and a new one, so they've upped the design of it a little bit. Possibly Venomized Toothless, possibly. Turn your subs into monkeys. Maybe. I'll tell you what, guys. What you want to see on the next stream, put into the comments on this video, because I'm going to call it a day on this one now, because we finished this in the background. I've been going for almost 2.5 hours, and then I will collect all of them, and at the start of the next stream I will do a randomizer, probably a couple minutes in, to then after a few warm-up sketches I'll whack a randomizer on, and then we'll have a subject and we'll draw it, and we'll figure out something like if it's going to be if it's going to be a proper drawing like this, or it's going to be a couple quick sketches of it, and then move on and finish them off later. Right, well, on that note, I'm going to say thank you everyone for joining the stream. If you did like the video and you had a lot of fun, well, if you like the content of what we've done today and you've had a lot of fun in the chat, like the video, share it out if you want to, and I will see you all soon. And we have a video coming out on Friday, so be sure to check that out when that drops. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.